Welcome to another leveling survey question. So this is a question that is done. So this is the rise and by the rise and fall method. This is the new calculator. So you can observe this question. So by Gadgra Steven trainer credited by the SEDAC TVET accreditation bodies. So let's go ahead to the question that we are supposed to look. So this is the 2013 November series. The same question, a similar question is seen on the 2020 July series question paper. So you can go ahead and look at that question and work out more. So question 3b, figure 2 below shows the readings taken with a benchmark 1 as along a proposed road center line through position P1 P2 to the last P9, closing on the benchmark 2. Book the readings on a standard format and reduce them by the rise and fall method and apply the arithmetic check, a total of 15 marks. So this is the diagram that was illustrated on the question here. So this is the diagram that was illustrated on the questions are done. So let me zoom in and we can observe. So I don't know if it's clear, but I'm sure you can see something. So here we had the instrument station. So this was the instrument station 1. We had our first reading on the benchmark 1. On the benchmark is given. Then we had the intermediates there. We had 4 intermediates. Then we have our last reading on the stuff that was held on that is P5. So here's our last reading on our instrument position 1. Then the instrument was shifted to another position. Again our first reading was taken here. So this is the first reading taken on that instrument. Then we have intermediates there. Then we have our last reading taken on the instrument position 2 there. Again the instrument was shifted to the last position. So here is position 3. Then this becomes our first reading taken on that position 3. Then we had our last reading taken to the benchmark 2. So that is the reading that is taken there. This diagram is similar that was the 20 series, the July series. They needed for you to see if you can illustrate the shifting of the instrument and the changing points that were established here on our positioning. So those were the trick that they needed in order for you to calculate. Having finished that, here we have our table having at least these are 8 columns. So we have the stations, the backside, intermediate, foresight, rise and fall, the reduced level, and the remarks section. The BM, the first benchmark, we had the reading, the staff reading there. So this was the first staff reading. We had 4 intermediate readings. Then we had our last reading on that instrument position 1. So this is the instrument position 1 here. That is the instrument position 1. Then again the instrument shifted to position 2. We had again here our backside. So this is the value that was the backside. So our backside, that is 0.591. We had 3 intermediates, then we had our last backside taken on the instrument position 2. Then the instrument was shifted to the 3rd position. There we only had the first reading and the last reading taken on that position. So here we had been given a value. After calculating, I've seen we had a small error that there, so I have corrected that on the question. So here we have the first reading and the last reading of that positioning of the instruments. That's how you arrange your work neatly by the rise and fall. So you start by subtracting. So the first reading will subtract it to the second reading. If your answer is a positive, it falls under the rise. If it's a negative, it falls under the false. So again, the second reading minus the third reading, the third reading minus the fourth minus the fifth, and then lastly to the last reading, subtracting. So there we can see all our values who had a negative, so that falls under the false section. We start on the instrument position 2. First reading minus second reading minus third reading minus fourth reading, then to the last reading. All of those values there we had a negative there. Then on the instrument position 3, here we had only the backside and the so this is the backside and the first side, the first and the last reading taken there. So you subtract only those, getting your answer again as a negative. So all those value falls under the fall. After finishing that, you start again. So we had been given the reduced level of the first, so I'm using the reduced level of the first benchmark given to us as 1000.755. You subtract the, or you add the rise. So you, where we have a rise you add, where we have false you subtract, in order for you to determine all those reduced levels found there on the instrument until we have our last. So there from the question I have corrected that. So that is the last reduced level on the benchmark 2. After finishing that, you apply the arithmetic check. So the backside summation of the backside minus the summation of the foresight, then the summation of the rise minus the summation of the fall, then the last reduced level minus the first reduced level. So by subtracting that, all your answer are similar. That means you have arithmetically checked your summations as right. So these are the summations. I've illustrated them there. By doing that, you will have finished that question simply like that. So that question will be simply done like that. We move on to so remember to subscribe to the channel. So this is just a simple illustration. I have done more examples, more detailed examples under the rise and fall method. You can go to the channel under the playlist. Make sure you view the survey 1 playlist. So this work can be done either by next students or either the CDAC students. So iWords Short Empire is the name of the channel, and remember to subscribe for more educational videos in the future to be brought to you, and that will be